we've talked quite a lot about food. Now the workout side of things and how to get the most out of them. Because if you're gonna do them, you might as well do it right.
May as well.
You might as well. You've showed up.
Get a
So
bash.
we get the same sort of common questions around workouts, how to progress with them, things that you should be doing, just how can I get the best out of my session. So we're just gonna as quickly as we can go through all those things so you can ensure that you are getting the most out of it. So the first thing, more just a health and safety thing, I'm going to go is just warming up and cooling down. It's not a sexy thing. I don't think anyone really enjoys warm up and the cool down. Like, no one's like, oh, I'm so excited for this part.
It's the reason I go to the gym.
I love it so much. I don't ever want to finish, but just do it. Like, if you warm up your joints by doing the set exercises that we have on your program to do, whether it's depending on what you're doing, whether it's at the gym or home, you will be in a better position to work out physically and mentally, I think, as well, because you're in a mental, you can use that space to actually just be like, right, get a good song on, get in the zone. I think if you just go and try and pick up a dumbbell, sometimes you're just like,
yeah.
So you use that time, and then obviously cooling down, you're stretching, cooling your heart rate down. Those things are just protective measures. It's just, otherwise, if you try and go and pick up a heavy weight when you've not done anything, or throw yourself around the room, or start a run, you're just setting yourself up for injury, which is not fun.
No, nobody wants an injury.
So just do them. I hate them. You guys hate them. We all hate. Everyone hates them.
Do your warm ups. Do your cool downs.
Do your cool downs. Okay.
As you're told.
They do as you're told. But more on sort of the practical stuff then. So now you've done your warm ups and cool downs within your workouts. What else can we be doing to get the most out of them?
I would say the biggest one. Well, yeah, I think it is the biggest one is be consistent. If you are, so say for example, you have a training program with 3 sessions a week. If 1 week you do 3 sessions, but you don't do any sessions for like 2 or 3 weeks, then you go and do 1 session. You're not going to make any progress because you're not being consistent and you're not allowing your body to get used to the exercises, to get used to the movements in order to make progresses with them. So what we want to build is consistency with your training. See what it is that you can commit to, see what is realistic and manageable for you, and plan for it.
Yeah.
Don't go through your week saying, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow," because then you're going to get to the end of the week and you've not done anything.
Yeah, and that's why we don't actually change your workouts every 5 minutes as well. Like, I've had it before where I've had a message after 1 week saying, are you changing my workouts next week? And it's like, well, no. Like, if you want to get stronger, you have to have something to measure your strength against. If you want to get fitter, you have to have something to measure your fitness against. Therefore, you have to have that mode of progression, which is, you don't have to run it for a year or 6 months, but just a good few, at least, I'd say as a minimum, at least like 4 to 6 weeks is like, but I prefer 8 to 12 weeks at least to myself.
I think 8 to 12 weeks. And then for me personally, I know in the past when you were my coach, I've said to you, can we just keep it the same? Because I'm enjoying it, I'm progressing. Like, I saw myself on the same program for like probably 6 to 8 months.
I love it when clients say that. That makes my life easy. Happy days. But that's the thing, like, if you do want to get stronger, it's like, how do you know you're getting stronger? If you're going to change your program in 5 minutes, you're not giving yourself a chance to get stronger, because those first few weeks of a training program, this is something about expectations, is just getting used to it. Like, might be a new you might be a new exercise, like, I don't even know how strong I am on this or what have you. So that's something just to be mindful of there as well. And when you've been consistent with workouts, whatever sessions you've got, just make sure you do them all in weeks. I've had people that are like, oh, this is my favorite one, so I'm going to do that like 3 times in a week. It's like, no, there's benefit of doing the other ones as well.
And don't do like 2 sessions in a day.
No.
2 in a day. And try and take the rest days where you can. Well, we will suggest taking them. Try and do, especially if you're doing like 4 or 5 days and you do them all back to back, like your body is not going to thank you for all that. Not at all. Anything else, Leanne, about getting the most out of your sessions?
So when you're actually in your sessions and in the gym, you want to be training with like intent and intensity. So like, don't go in and like not be focused, on your phone half the time, chatting away. I mean, we all do that in between sets and things. But when you are exercising, you really want to be focusing on what you are doing to like challenge those muscles and to make that progress, rather than your head kind of being in the clouds and not kind of paying attention to what's going on.
It should feel hard. Like, it shouldn't be like, you see, like, you might have seen some of these like bodybuilders training and they're literally like screaming and like,
that's a bit OTT.
It doesn't need to be that hard, but it needs to be somewhat hard. Otherwise, it's not challenging your body. It's not doing anything.
You shouldn't be able to sit and text when you're on the leg press.
No.
One thing I always like to compare things to is like, if it doesn't feel as hard as things you would be doing, like maybe in your day-to-day life, like for example, carrying your shopping bags. When you've got really heavy shopping bags, that's quite hard.
Yeah.
But if you're like, the weights I lift are lighter than that and easier, it's like, well, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Like, if you're like, oh, I'm a bit late, for the bus and I'm going to have to power walk or the train, if that's more intense than when you're doing your cardio, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So I always like to look at it, we like to look at it on the RPE scale. So imagine 10 is like, I am going to die. Like, either I can't do another rep because I can't, or I'm going to like pass out. You want to be sitting, I would say, be somewhere between anywhere between 6 to 9, ideally closer to the higher point to really challenge yourself. But if you're feeling this is actually quite easy, I could do this all day. With cardio, I can talk to my mate. It's not right hard, unless we've specifically said to lower it for a specific reason. And same with training, if we've told you to leave reps for whatever reason, maybe it's a deload or health reasons. If you can do like, I could definitely lift this weight for, I'd say anything more than 6-7 reps, it's not intense enough. It's not pointless. It's just not. You're not going to get the
Not value for time.
No, you're just not getting the most out of it. Like you'll like I say, you have more resistance going to Morrison's and doing your shopping.
Yeah.
So just making sure you are actually pushing and challenge yourself. And a way that I gauge it, and this is what I did when I was a PT, is with resistance training, is if you finish your set and imagine someone literally had a gun to your head and said, how many more reps could you do? Your life depends on this. And is your honest answer. If you can honestly say anything more than about 4 or 5, you could go for one more rep or you can add more weight. Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing, isn't it? People don't know when to change, when do I know when to up the weights?
Oh, you're asking us. I thought
you were I thought I'd be polite and say, you know what? Well, go on, guys, you can take this one.
Yeah.
I've waffled enough. People are sick of my voice at this point.
So let's say shoulder press, for example.
Good old shoulder press.
I love a good shoulder press.
We love a good shoulder press.
A lot of good shoulder press. So say you've been given the rep range 8 to 12 and you are using 6 kilos, right? If you can get 12 reps for 3 sets easily, then you can up the weight.
Yeah.
You want to be up in the weight if you can hit the higher end of your rep range for all your sets. So then you can up it to 8 because, unless you go up to 7, some gyms do.
What you've got, obviously. The next logical, just small, and that's the thing as well, small increments. I don't think you need to make big jumps. Like just, it's more on big lifts, so that's a problem, isn't it? Like, right, I've done 100 kilos leg press, let's add 20 kilos. Just add 5. Just add smallest.
Add a wee 1.25 aside.
Add your smallest increments possible and just see how it feels like.
And like we always say, never sacrifice form over like just lifting a heavy weight,
especially on your big lifts, because that's where you can get
it's dangerous. And actually as well, like when you're sacrificing form, like I call it, when people do like bicep curls and stuff, Magic Mike, like they're just hip thrusting and stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Think about what's lifting that weight up. It isn't your muscle anymore, it's momentum. And if your goal is to get my muscle stronger or bigger, you need to actually use your muscle. So it isn't actually a good thing to increase your weight if it is compromising your form.
Yeah,
just makes you to be honest, like saying it how it is, it really does.
And you do normally look a bit silly.
Yeah, you do. So that's about sort of lifting, when to increase the weights. Don't sacrifice your form. Is there anything else that we've not covered at all about getting the most out of your session?
And just making sure that you're fueling yourself properly. So it kind of goes back to like, don't cut out carbs. You need carbs for energy. And if you've not got carbs in your system, you've got no energy to work out. So yeah, it's making sure you're fueling yourself properly.
Yeah. Pre and post workout does kind of get a bit overcomplicated and you can't optimize it. But I'd say as a basic rule of thumb, making sure you've had something within like, a 3-hour window. So if you've not had a meal, have some sort of carbohydrate based snack. So it could be a piece of fruit, it could be a little cereal bar. Meal wise, I wouldn't go after having something really stodgy and heavy, like big. If you find something really sits heavy with you, like bread, for a lot of people, like you're probably not going to feel your best after that. So I would always suggest some sort of carb that digests really well. And that's different for everyone, but usually rice-based things are quite good. Porridge is quite good. Depends on what time of day you go. And if you are going to resistance train and want to protect your muscle, there's protein source around it as well. So chicken and rice, you could have protein powder with cereal, protein powder with yogurt and berries, protein oats, loads of options there. If you don't have time for a meal, just a snack. Like loads of people, you probably like clients will go to the gym after work and they had the lunch at 12 and they go to the gym at 6, 5. Where's your energy? Where's your fuel? Have something. And then post-workout, Again, you don't have to neck a protein shake the second you finish. You even need a protein shake.
That anabolic window.
No, you don't need to do that. But again, if you can have a meal, amazing. Again, protein and carbs based is fine. You can have a little bit of fat, like that gets demonized, but it's not a huge problem. But those are the nutrients you want to prioritize. And again, if you can't have a meal, if you are wanting to retain muscle tissue, I would aim to have some protein. So you could have a protein shake, but you could have a protein yogurt, you could have a protein bar, and carbs as well. That's keeping it as simple as possible, really. Anabolic window.
That one was better.
I love an anabolic window.
I used to
lose all your muscle.
To be fair, my first PT did actually have it, that I did have to have a protein shake after I trained, and I used to always make it in the gym. It tasted so shit. I had my protein, she was sponsored by my protein at the time. Nice. She was such a lovely person.
Who isn't these days though?
She was honestly, she was such a lovely person, but like you could tell her knowledge was very like old school, sort of basic. Looking back now, like my meal plan that I had and stuff, and like I always had, there was the chocolate brownie in my protein, which to be fair is all right, but with water, it's just so it was just not good. I'm drinking it and like making it in the toilets and stuff like with the water. It's just so bad.
No,
it's disgusting. My protein is so shit. Do you still have it?
Yeah, but like we were saying in the car on the way down, obviously now that I've got the Perform stuff on its way, like I feel like this is probably the start of the end. Cause
on its way.
On hey!
Got your fucking time.
Because now I'll get like the taste for it, and I'm just gonna.
Once you've gone, you can't go back.
I've started like I've got some CNP stuff.
That's
anyway.
okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I had like a voucher, so
even the Perform Vegan's really like vegan protein powder it has got a bit of a taste and texture to it it's different. But the vegan one is honestly so good. Yeah. Like the vegan chocolate orange one, you won't really know the difference. Honestly, it's fab. And I actually prefer the texture of it because it's that like. I'll have to bring you. I could have brought you some. I'll bring you some next time.
Well, if I don't like any of these Perform flavors, guess what you're getting?
Which ones did you go for?
So I got double choc in the end.
Yeah.
Because I wanted a chocolatey one anyway, because my chocolate one's nearly gone. And then I got cookies and cream.
That's nice.
That sounded good. And I got salted caramel because really I didn't want to get like another chocolate one.
They're all.
So I got 3.
It's fair. I've not really had many that are bad.
Yeah.
Same. I really struggle with decision making, so like picking choice.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
See, this is my problem.
I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate mint.
I wish they did them in smaller portions.
900 grams isn't too small, though.
No.
Gym power.
Samples, yeah.
To try them out.
Expensive.
I know, but if you are wanting to try, if you want to try it,
try before you buy.
I haven't tried obviously the new Irish cream one. I haven't tried the peanut butter jelly, but I don't like the sound of peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I
think I had it in a sample once. Like I just got it free. Like I didn't order it because I wouldn't order that. I think it was okay.
I've not had the strawberry one, but I never really have strawberry protein.
I don't like strawberry flavored things. Love strawberries, don't like strawberry flavored things. The chocolate peanut butter one's nice.
I've not had that. Salted cinnamon donut's delicious.
Yeah.
Salted caramel's one of my favourites, to be fair.
Salted caramel's good. I don't like the white chocolate one. I think it
tastes
tastes weird.
Was that the white chocolate?
I think it tastes like Milky
Bueno.
No, just the normal white chocolate.
I think it tastes like Milky Bar.
I don't like the white chocolate hazelnut either.
It's quite sickly though, isn't it? You've got to...
It doesn't even taste like Bueno.
I'm quite excited for mine. Now I'm going to go on and order all the samples as well.
I like the popcorn one, but I love popcorn. So.
I've tried a sample of that actually.
It genuinely tastes like popcorn.
Does it?
Yeah, like it's weird,
but then it would
nice.
be like my thing is like, what do you mix some of the flavors with? Because I
can't imagine that as a paste.
I can't imagine popcorn yogurt is nice.
It's not. Like, yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah. Nice and oats. Delicious.
See, I would never.
I got the jammy biscuit one.
What's that like?
It's not bad to be fair. I've only had it in yogurt, but
yogurt.
Okay.
Managing emotional eating. So